Much like the fair chase hunt, life has the habit of throwing the unexpected at us from time to time, and the COVID-19 pandemic has been a harsh and unexpected example of that truth.
Every life and most business on a global basis have been affected to various degrees. Certainly the hunter, and in fact the entire hunting industry, have felt the negative impact brought on by shelter-in-place orders, business closures, and travel restrictions.
But lives and businesses will eventually return to normal, and that process has already begun in the hunting world. Today, we will celebrate a happier version of sheltering in place, and as you will see, we have the perfect place to do just that.
Join us at the Lone Star State's legendary Wyo Ranch headquarters as Team Trijicon kicks off our TV season, as well as a much anticipated return to the hunt. We are going to restart the Conservation Through Hunting engine today as we open the pages of Trijicon's World of Sports Afield.
Yes.
By all means.
Well, this is going to be our first and a very special episode of Trijicon's World of Sports Afield. The COVID pandemic has affected nearly every area of our lives, and that certainly includes industry and our industry, the shooting and the hunting and manufacturing industry.
Yep.
But things are getting back to normal, and I think we're both ready for that.
Yeah, no, our activity has been actually pretty high, for many of our military contracts, a lot of our business at Trijicon. Our people have been working through a lot of restrictions, just like everybody else. So we're anxious to get back to full speed. We're anxious to be back out engaging the world, and what better place than the Wyo.
I'm supposed to be in Africa right now. I've already missed a New Zealand trip. You missed a trip or two, but we started looking at it from being flexible. Where could we go?
Sure.
And where we are today is as good a solution as there is available. The Wyo Ranch headquarters down in Mountain Home, Texas. We're going to be down here on an exotic hunt. There's a lot of different species. Our good buddies, Eric White, the manager's invited us down, and Brian Bannister, my old hunting buddy, is going to be your guide, and you're bringing several guys down.
Yeah, I have my team here. All my product managers, we work hard. Sales guy, he's here with us. So it's just great to be able to show them and have them experience the things that I get to do quite regularly. So I know they're excited. Oh, and it's interesting too, because we had the FTW camp already scheduled for my team to come down, the management team to come down and spend some time shooting, using our equipment, testing it, and kind of exposing to them some of the techniques that are required to be great at shooting. And because we had that time, Wyo was a perfect match because it's just up the street about an hour. So we had perfect setup, and here we are.
Flexibility is the key, and there is no place, if we're gonna shelter in place, boy, have we got the place.
3 to 18.
The COVID pandemic has changed a lot of things, and it's changed the hunting world a great deal. A lot of the season's still in front of us for North America, which is really great. I would like to give a tip to people that are thinking about a panic cancel because of the COVID. Don't do it. Work with your outfitter. There's going to be options later in the season. You may have to move your dates back a little bit. You may have to have another guy in camp that you hadn't counted on, but a lot of times your operator's not going to have the ability to cancel a hunt or roll it over. It's not a CD. He has to hunt this season if there's any way possible. So you need to be flexible with your schedule, work with your outfitter, stay in touch with him daily if you need to. I'll promise you, he is working to make sure that your hunt's pulled off in 2020, and you need to work with him. Again, this is a great example. I may not be in Zimbabwe. I'm actually down at the Wild Ranch headquarters getting ready to do a hunt with my friends at Trijicon. That's what flexibility in 2020 looks like, and I'll promise you, if it gets me into the field hunting, I plan on being flexible.
You know, he's not a giant in any words, but he's a really nice deer.
Seems kind of
Coddles,
thick.
good brows. He's wide.
It's got great color too.
Yeah, beautiful deer.
I've said 100 times on TV, in print, and at seminars that hunters' equipment and gear at the end of the day are simply tools of our specialized trade. And kind of like an auto mechanic, I have different tools for different jobs, and that includes my rifle scopes, especially my rifle scopes. And Trijicon has provided the perfect answer for every shooting condition Africa has thrown at me over the years. For instance, the Trijicon RMR is a perfect choice for hunters tackling dangerous game like buffalo and elephant at close range. Double rifle shooters will love the low profile look, illuminated aiming point for fast target acquisition, and the ability the RMR gives you to shoot with both eyes open. On my bolt action rifle for the dangerous game situations lives my trusted 1-4x24 AccuPoint, a companion of countless safaris. But on the open plains and savannas of Africa, a variable scope like my Trijicon 3-9x40 gives me all the magnification I'll need for a plains game hunt. And this year, Trijicon is loading up the hunter's toolbox like never before as they launch an exciting lineup of new offerings that truly fit every hunting situation and budget. If you haven't looked at Trijicon lately, trust me, you need to look again.
Well, we're gonna get ready to go stalk the most sharp-eyed animal in Texas, the nilgai. We saw a group of cows up here, and we know there's 2 bulls with them. Couldn't really tell much, but worth trying to find them. Sitting at that mesquite bush.
You guys ready?
You ready, Kim?
Nilgai, no stop. That's what that means, no stop. You have to let them calm down a little bit, I think. We had 400-yard shot, a little bit questionable in the wind. It hit steel comfortably, but you know, that's just a magnificent animal. So we'll see if we can't get a better shot a little bit later. We're gonna give them time to settle down and come back and see if we can't find them later on today.
but he's like Secretariat.
Well, our first afternoon hunt at the Wild Ranch headquarters, Neil Guy 1, Hunter 0. That really didn't matter. What really did matter, though, is that we were out here. And you know, we're so fortunate in North America. As the COVID crisis comes to an end, you know, we're gonna be able to be out here. The game is waiting on us. There's not wholesale poaching. We're gonna be safe here. But Africa, on the other hand, is something that we worry greatly about. You know, poaching in Africa is a great blight, and the poachers see this as an opportunity. But I'll tell you who's doing something about that. Dallas Safari Club and the DSC Foundation.
We wanted to take a few moments to update you on the Hunters Care Program. Everyone recognizes the significant impact that COVID has had around the world, from financial strain to loss of employment. The same is true across the African continent, in which hunters' dollars have not flown to Africa, and they have not been there in the sense of employment as well. And as unemployment has increased, so has the need for people to head to the bush to try to feed their family. Additionally, without operators and hunters in the field, anti-poaching efforts simply are not occurring. Thus, DSC and the DSC Foundation, seeing this need, quickly stepped in to assist. The DSC Hunters Care Program has already put 20 grants in the field across 7 African countries, resulted in 16 million acres that have been protected. Additionally, it has resulted in 373 jobs that have remained in the bush.
The money is desperately needed, and while we've made a huge difference with what DSC has been able to give and the 6 or 7 grants that the foundation has made to date, there's much more work to be done, and this is simply not a time for complacency, and it's certainly not a time for any unwarranted or unmerited sense of relief. We hear all the time from the folks in the field that this is a problem that they're going to be facing for a long, long time, and so we need the continued support of our donor base. We need the people to continue to help us fight this fight. And for those of you that are interested in helping us, please go to the DSC Foundation website, click on the graphic for the Hunters Care Program, and follow those prompts. And if you have any questions about it, please contact us.
Closed captioning provided by Cryptek. Battlefield to backcountry.
That's a Dama gazelle.
Oh, I see him right there on the hill.
Yeah. Might be worth it going and checking out.
Okay, let's go.
There's 2 bulls there.
Okay.
One bull looks really good. I think with this wind, I think we're going to angle off over here and try to get the wind exactly in our favor. We're going to go down through a little low spot and come up, and we should have a pretty good shot at him right there.
All right, let's do it.
All right. What I could tell on that other,
He looks good to me.
he's got perfect shape. He's long.
Okay.
But I have to get up there. When we get up there, let me look.
Okay.
And when I throw the sticks up,
Okay.
that means we're on go.
All right.
Okay.
Stay right behind him.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. I don't know if you know what you just shot.
Yeah.
Since you didn't even know what the heck these animals were till
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, they're beautiful. I know that now.
That's a big Dama.
No, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a very big Dama.
That's a beast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've done well.
Oh, this is incredible. What an experience.
Yeah.
This is, what an animal. That is just beautiful.
Oh, he's got good hook. Pull his head up here so we can.
He's got,
And not just a good hunt, a great conservation story.
Yeah, you know, these things, they were hunted to basically extinction. There
Yeah.
was no more in their native land. During the war times, these kind of lived on the edge of that
Sure.
big desert
In Chad.
in Chad.
Yeah.
And so these were really the first ones to go because they just shot everything they could
Yeah.
for meat.
yeah. Well, I've had a chance to shoot the scimitar oryx down here.
That was, he's part of, you know, this part of the big three kind of that we call it in the exotic world just because they were all shot to near extinction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Only because of ranches in Texas do these things even exist anymore.
Yeah, well, that's what part of what I love coming down to Texas for, is because I can hunt here and see things you're not going to see anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Particularly at a time like this when we're not able to travel and enjoy the world. It's wonderful to be able to come to a place like the YO and shoot such a magnificent
I'm
animal.
excited through conservation
Yeah.
efforts. You know, we've now replenished some of the native herds back in Chad. I mean, if that's not conservation in action, you tell me what it is.
Trigicon's World of Sports Afield has been presented by Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions. DSC, conservation, education, and protecting hunters' rights. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Remington, a new era. Voigt Harness Company. Mud River, travel, train, hunt. Ripcord Rescue Travel Insurance. Sports Afield Trophy Properties. The Wildlife Gallery. And by Sam Hunter Training, because you only get one first shot.
Yes, 3 backs like went up over the top. Now they've been that little herd all day.
Okay.
I pushed them off the bottom, so.
Let's see if we can get up over this rise and see what we can look at.
Okay, let's
Work.
go up another rise.
Yeah.
There's 2 axis flows there. That one is the one you passed up yesterday. If you want to take him, take him as soon as he gets abroad. Yeah, I see one for sure. Yeah. Are you ready? Ready. Take him. Take him.
Good, you hit it. A little bit of a surprise.
Yeah,
He's a little smaller than a nilgai.
a little smaller. I'm
A
glad
lot
we got him
walk.
on the last day. That was a nice surprise. Yeah.
Well, Chuck.
That's just not nice.
you've shot big axis before, and you've been telling me the whole time you want to shoot axis for meat because you love the meat. And we've been chasing nilgai for the past 2 days, and we've got close, and then we've got closer. We've got really close.
We've had a couple opportunities. You guys put me on them several times. They just didn't cooperate.
No, they don't stop.
And we walked and walked and walked. We sat and waited. We thought we had them a couple times. And it's funny is about the time we shot this one, they went running by just to say, hey, we're still here.
You know, and we were actually hunting nilgai when this guy popped up.
Yeah.
And you just said you couldn't pass up the opportunity.
The good Lord's saying, hey, better take him home with you.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, I got to thank you. The hospitality here at the YO is fantastic. The facilities are wonderful. The people are just so friendly. And the hunting, consistent entertainment. You know, lots of animals, lots of variety, and real hunting. You know, it's it took a lot of effort to try to get after all the animals we chased after, and I appreciate that. I mean, that's what I love, is the challenge.
Team Trijicon showed up, the guys shot great, broke in some new equipment, took some great animals, made some great memories, and they're gonna take a ton of delicious, high quality protein back with them to the state of Michigan for themselves, their families, and the employees at Trijicon. But there's a big piece of my heart that's still troubled. I'm worried about the poaching in Africa. We have very dear friends that are over there fighting the fight. Poaching right now is picking up because hunters are not in the field. We'll be there soon, but in the meantime, I'm really excited to be a part of and be a supporter of Hunters Care Program. To join us in this critical fight, please visit the DSC Foundation website today.